and welcome to TQ Talks, where we talk taxes and tax-free living 365. Here are your hosts, Craig White, Sebastian Singh, and Patrick Augustin.
And we're here with another TQ Talks.
And we are happy to be back. Today, we have a special guest with us. We're not going to do the intros. If you haven't joined us before, we want to make sure you know that we are a tax and advisory firm. We help people to lower their tax bills as well as increase their tax refunds by giving them great information, sound advice that they can use throughout the year. And of course, on the make more money portion of this, the advisory portion, we're helping people by giving them little-known investment strategies using life insurance and other tools that can help them to be profitable. With me, we have the notorious P.A.T. Patrick.
Yeah, I'm here.
The people's champion.
Mr. Singh, Sebastian is always here.
Thank you guys for joining us again and again.
And all the way live and direct from Trinidad, we have Mr. Rishi Ramoutar, the owner of 12 by Rishi.
Hello.
All right. Happy to have you. So, it's great to have guests. We're happy to have him in here. He's family, and he just happens to be an entrepreneur who is extremely successful and has worked his tail off. We've seen, all of us in here actually literally have
seen the growth.
Right. Like, we've seen it. We're astonished, not by the growth, but by the amount of effort and energy and originality that he puts into his recipes, in his displays, in everything. And so we just wanted to, of course, we cater to a lot of entrepreneurs through tax season, and we wanted just to talk to you a little bit, Rishi, about your journey, what got you to this point, and, sharing your expertise and your advice to those who are, starting out and trying to figure out. So first, let's start out. What made you decide to start your own business?
Hang on, back up just a little bit. Rishi, could you give us a little more of an intro? Like, where are you guys at? How long have you been there?
Yes, right.
Because we've seen the growth. But we want them to follow you as well. So go ahead and plug yourself real quick, please.
Right. So you can follow us at 12 by Rishi on Instagram and TikTok. We mostly use Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
That's our target market.
Mm-hmm.
We located in Arima, Trinidad, which is not too far from the airport.
Mm-hmm.
It's a private chef table that we just operate via private bookings.
Only.
So
there's no walk up. Let me see the menu.
Nope.
So it's like a little boutique
out.
style
I
restaurant.
won't say little.
Boutique style.
There's not even a set menu. Each menu is tailored to guests.
Mm. And so, sorry, go ahead, Sebastian.
I just want to know, how many other boutique restaurants, is that becoming a thing in Trinidad, or are you the one or one of the only ones?
I would say I'm one of the only ones. We've been doing it for 3 years now.
Wow.
But it's trending all over the world. When you go to a chef, you want to taste all their food, not just have a menu and pick 2 items.
Gotcha.
So tasting menus are the real way to experience how a chef thinks.
Okay. Wow. Well, so now my original question was, what made you decide to start your own business, and what got you into the whole chef dynamic?
So I grew up with my parents being entrepreneurs. They have a small restaurant, which I took over about 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So I've never worked for anybody else but myself or my dad.
Could you repeat that one more time?
I've never worked for anyone
Never.
besides myself and my dad.
That is phenomenal.
So I don't know any other way.
What a blessing.
Sheesh.
And with that, we thank you for coming.
Well, okay, let's back up.
Because you just got to figure it out your whole life.
He's from the Caribbean, where we're all, our background is Caribbean,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Right.
But I didn't grow up in Haiti. You didn't grow up in Jamaica.
For the most part.
For the most part,
Yeah.
right? But with Rishi, what he saw his parents build a
Business.
business, a profitable business at that, versus my parents didn't have that background of being a business owner.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't see that.
Yeah, that goes back to a lot of what we always say is a lot of times.
What you surround yourself with.
Yeah,
So-
you can't achieve what you can't see is what they say, right?
Yeah.
And we speak about that a lot. So that's one of our missions also, is to put out a lot of good, not energy, but good information, and help people see their options when it comes to businesses
Right.
in our communities, because we don't see it a lot.
Yeah, it's just opportunity, and it's a good one. We're not saying you take that for granted, obviously, but it is awesome that you're able to see it. And Liam, who, of course, does our intro and outro, who just turned 7, is, he doesn't even understand what a regular job is, because obviously both his parents are entrepreneurs, and he just assumes I'm going to have an office.
Yeah,
and
because he goes to his mom's office or he goes to his dad's office.
Right, he goes to Uncle Pat. Guess what? He's an entrepreneur. He goes by Bassie. Same thing. He goes to Trinidad. He's with Rishi. Guess what? Entrepreneur. Right. So that's what he knows, and it's pretty cool. Right. It's pretty cool. But let's go back into what did have you start. Of course, you said your parents had a restaurant, does well. You see that, but they're catering to a different audience than you are. What made you change the dynamic, right? Because again, we've been with you going through chef school, right? Making those decisions. It's like, okay, what hit and said, okay, this is where I'm going?
So a friend of mine was turning 40, and a social media friend who is now a friend. She was turning 40 and she's like, I need a special dinner and I want you to cook it. So that was basically the start.
Wow.
She just wanted dinner,
but that came from somewhere, right? Because did you entertain a lot? Did you?
So I like entertaining. Even when I come here, I would do T. Craig's Kitchen.
Yes.
And entertain.
But I reap all rewards.
Yes, because you come and eat it. You and
right.
Pat.
So. Even if I don't make it there, it gets packaged for me. So
it felt natural.
Appreciative
to go through that course.
Right. Wow. So where do you see, well, first of all, the creativity? If you guys have never seen his stuff, I beg you, log on to Instagram and just look at the presentation. Even if you don't eat any of the food, and I will tell you, I'm a picky eater, I would still pay just to look at it, right? Because I'm trying to figure out where you get the creative element for when you're creating the designs. And, you use a lot of, everything, woods, trees. I've seen everything you think of in your dishes.
All sorts of stuff.
And I'm like, where does that come from?
So to think outside the box, to be noticed, you have to be unique. So I just look at a calabash is a fruit that people would usually use as a bowl, but generally you won't get it in a high-end restaurant. Okay. So things like that is what we try to utilize a lot of.
Got you.
I saw you made an edible utensil set for when you.
No, was there
like a limit?
That was a documentary I saw where there's a factory in India making edible cutlery.
Right,
but
right.
It edible, but it wasn't flavored. So what I do is I just took the idea and took something which is kurma, which is like a East Indian fried cookie.
Okay.
And we make a spoon out of it.
So then I guess you just shaped it, right?
We have molds. We buy molds.
Yeah. Wow, that's phenomenal.
Okay. And so for my question is, we won't get into that. Pat, do you want to ask him anything?
Yeah, Rish, I want to ask you a quick question. What's the hardest part of being an entrepreneur?
Ooh.
Loaded question.
This could be overall in Trinidad. Or
hard work, perseverance, loving what you do, and just sticking to your guns no matter what happens. Like, there are lots of sleepless nights that you work till 4 o'clock, painting your own dining room. We paint your own dining room. We mount up a 2,000-piece chandelier. Just me and my cousin.
Wow. Yeah.
Just to save money. But
right.
Yeah.
But is something a finished product you wanted to see. So it's a lot of hard work, frustration, built-in with screwdriver because you're frustrated.
Right.
It's that built-in sweat equity.
Yeah.
Pretty much what it is.
Yeah. I don't like that part.
And then what's the best part, you think? Well, like, what makes all of that sacrifice worth it?
Is your own boss. I was just here last week.
Right.
And I could come back this week.
Here as in the States.
I don't have to apply to nobody for vacation.
Yeah. Right.
Or permission for anybody. Yeah. I got to go for a couple of days or whatever.
So where do you see your business and yourself within the next 5 to 10 years?
Hold on, I got to back up. I can't just take free time, right? Because you never asked anybody for permission, right? You worked under your parents and stuff like that. So you never were in like a structured, so it's got to be more. Is it like when you see the reactions? Is it the ingenuity that comes with each new menu?
What everybody's work hard for is financial gain.
Okay.
So, I mean, you're not getting a salary, you're getting profits.
Sure.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference in being an entrepreneur and a worker.
Right.
Like I was told this in culinary school and I took this literally to life. there are two types of chefs. You get paid from your shoulders up or your shoulders down. You decide which one you want to be.
Wow.
Yeah.
We could put that on the wall.
Yeah.
That's another quote.
So that's deep for me. Like
Yeah,
that
deep
is,
for
and that
everybody.
is the truth, because you could get paid for your brain as a chef or in any field.
That's
Right.
anywhere,
Anything,
right?
Yeah, you get paid for here or you get paid as a worker.
Yeah.
Wow.
Jeez. Yeah, well, back to
forgot
my
your question.
yeah, exactly. Again, we could stop recording. Again, my question was, where do you see yourself and really your business in the next 5 to 10 years?
My dream is to open a DB shed in Times Square.
All right, you got to break that down.
A
What's
what?
DB
A
strike?
DB shed. In DB is where we'd serve local East Indian street food. It's an area in Trinidad known for that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would like to bring that to Times Square.
What are you serving doubles in
Yes.
time? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man.
He's not cooking it tonight, Sebastian. Like, he's not frying in
we
the
can
kitchen.
test it tonight.
No doubles tonight.
What makes that the ultimate goal though? Just a location or bringing your
Location, awareness to the Trinbago cuisine. It's spicy. It could be vegan. It could be gluten free.
Right.
You can take it. You can take it all directions. It's exotic.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's a popular tourist destination.
And did you say Trinibago?
No, Trinbago.
Trinbago. I didn't know that's how you. So that's how you do Trinidad and Tobago
that's how we
mix.
mix.
Yeah, Trinbago.
I never knew that. I'm Jamaican. I'm sorry, guys.
Your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Does she really count as Trini? I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah, it's,
Don't tell her that.
just because you play mass every year. that's a
don't
good
not
one.
Rear. We love you, RC Law Group. We love you forever and ever. You gave us Liam.
Yeah, he's awesome. So it's all.
Those are the opinions of the Craig Whites.
Well, listen, Rishi, we are excited to have you. Thank you for spending the time with us. I know you're running around like a crazy man, right? And I'm running along with you. We just wanted to hear or have someone who has been through the highs and lows of entrepreneurship, to be honest with you. Because, again, you know, we've seen you, the sacrifice it takes in culinary school, the travels, the time away from family. But we're also able to enjoy the fruits of your labor, literally watching you climb those ladders, being invited to different areas. Could you tell us before we wrap up? Again, we weren't able to talk about. Didn't you have to go to Jamaica for something?
Yes, I was selected one of 16 chefs from the Caribbean to participate in a cooking competition where I reached the semifinals, which is the top 4.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. I think you got robbed.
One
but
of
that's my opinion.
16.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 of 16, because another chef who was in the top 4 also worked at the restaurant.
Oh,
What?
wow. So both of you guys went same restaurant.
So
Yeah,
for me,
yeah.
that was enough bragging rights.
Of course.
Yeah.
Let's go to Trinidad and let's get the people at that one restaurant.
Right,
like,
right,
really?
right. Let's get both of them.
Wow, I didn't know that. I didn't know that part. Wow, listen again, guys. If you're in Trinidad and you want to taste the best of the best, you already know 12 by Rishi is where you have to go. You gotta reach out to him and make some reservations. Remember, this is not a walk-in, sit-down situation. This is definitely exclusive dining at its finest, and you will not be disappointed. Again, we thank you so much for coming by
good
and
to be
spending
here.
time. Yeah, listen, we're happy to have you. Anytime you're in the area, let us know. We'd love to see and get some updates to see how business
See
is
the
going.
growth.
Yeah, thank you again. Again, follow 12 by Rishi and TQ Financials on all social media groups, and all of your podcasts. So SoundCloud, what else? SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, and
Whatever those stuff.
whatever
is.
the third one was. Spotify.
Spotify. You know,
So we're
we're
on them all. Thank you guys once again.
as Bassie. Listen, we're gonna tape Bassie's neck to the microphone.
We're
because
working
all
on it.
he does is switch. I don't know what's going on. It's a scary thing, but we love you guys. Thanks for having us. Thanks
Peace
for being
out.
with us.
Deuces.
Thank you for listening to TQ Talks. If you enjoyed the show, please rate and recommend on iTunes, SoundCloud, or wherever you get your podcasts. You can also get more information at tqfinancials.com.